Merry Christmas, friends and family. It is the Christmas Eve episode of the CoinGeek Weekly live stream. So, happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating. Happy late winter solstice to my pagan friends and fans. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me on this festive holiday. I hope you're staying warm and cheerful and being good to everybody. We've had a big year here, both at CoinGeek as well as across the broader blockchain ecosystem and in the BSV ecosystem in particular. The one thing, my Christmas gift is really excited to see the first blocks mined with Terranode. We've been really excited to bring in more friends and followers and what do you call them? Subscribers here on the air, everybody. It's been really great. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the alert bell, do all that jazz. We are going to be interviewing an old friend of mine, actually quite a bit older than I think a lot of people would even believe, but Lex from the Gopnikz project, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff, MetaDesk, and some stuff that you might not even realize. We're going to be interviewing him shortly, but I just wanted to spend a couple of moments letting everybody know that, it is it is a big opportunity to be good to each other. And if there is one thing that we can learn from this year, it's that ultimately, if we're not going to be good to each other, then all of it is for naught. I'm not a fan of the toxicity and the infighting and the outfighting, and I know I get tangled up in it. Sometimes I participate. Sometimes I am indeed imperfect myself and decide to stir the pot a little bit. But ultimately, what I want for each and every one of you is joy and peace and self-sovereignty due to the power of truly scalable Bitcoin. It's the reason I'm here. It's the reason I do these every week. It's the reason I have been in Bitcoin for 12 years now. It's since 2012 now. Really, like, seriously since 2013. But my goodness, has it been a journey, everybody? And I appreciate the handful of you that have been with me for most of it. I have a few people that comment on these things that I've known for 10 plus years here in the Bitcoin space, and it really is an honor to continue to do these broadcasts. So to you, thank you for everything that you do, mostly just liking, commenting, and participating here in the media. So without any further ado, we're going to bring in Lex. I want to thank our sponsors before we cut across. So thank you to RockWallet. It has been a killer year. Really excited to have your sponsorship, your continued appreciation. Man, those candy cane strobe lights really doing the trick, everybody. So thank you to RockWallet. Thank you to Champions TCG. Thank you to our other sponsors who come in and help sponsor the stuff that we're doing all the time here. Without you, none of this would be possible. Same with our viewers. So thank you, everybody. I am going to take a little breather, and we will be right back with Lex from Gopnikz. Lex. Lex, Alex, what do you prefer?
Yo. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Let's do this.
All right. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. All right, so let's talk. First of all, BSV, Bitcoin stuff. It's been, we've been in a war for for a lot of years here. You've been one of the guys making killer content, making cool stuff, making cool apps. Like you have consistently been part of the meme culture. You've been part of the business culture. You've been part of all this stuff for a lot of years now. We
tried our hardest to at least meme well. Yes. Support of everything, and so far that's taken us. in various places.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, your big thing, the thing you're probably known best for in BSV is Gopnikz. But what else? What else are you up to? I think people don't realize how much meme culture you're actually part of, and some of the history there. I don't know if you want to go into all of that, but who are you for people who may not know? What's your story?
I mean, I can't get too much into it because
sure, yeah, we don't have
is my pump or not tomorrow.
Sure.
But, yeah, I'm just a young guy from Romania, and I like doing content. And actually, I like taking messages that aren't very popular or ideas or philosophies, and maybe have like a culturally accelerationist like approach to them. And BSV, I was doing I kind of knew since like 2018-19 that I wanted to do creative stuff forever as my my whatever specialty. But when I saw BSV and the whole Craig philosophy pour down on it, and I started really looking into like not just the Bitcoin stuff, right, but the game theory concepts like the entrepreneurship mindset and all that stuff. I somehow saw it as a nice opportunity to mix whatever I wanted to do with this, and in the process learn a lot of cool things about the world, crypto, making money, interacting and networking with people, the works. And I'll tell you right now, I probably would not. I didn't know at the time, when I decided this, right, that whatever I'll do will be in the form of like either a freelancer or a guy that does projects or like a creative agency. But it due to market forces, let's say, it kind of ended up into being this format. And in our BSV journey, other than the GOP project, which I guess is a nice, cool NFT thing on BSV, and a lot of people are very fond of it still, and after everything, which is great. But yeah, we kind of started our BSV journey by, it was me and Babushka, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
And we've just taken everything we've done creatively the best we could, while also learning a lot of the skills that we've put into practice in real time, honestly.
Yeah.
And we kind of tried to take whatever worked for me in the past when it came to personal projects and boil it down into like helping tech startups and entities, especially incredibly experimental ones, let's say.
Yeah.
And develop like a cookbook for that. And we've done that the best we can with BSV apps since the beginning, since patch news, right? And we've really learned a lot. But as everyone knows, with how the timeline developed after all that, it's so weird. Ordinals showed up, the ecosystem changed so much. Even now, the trial situation, no one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a weird Christmas. Let's say that.
No, that's fair.
Of course, there's no one.
But
even though everyone survived, more or less, and it's really good. Like for us, we're also, when I mean Gopnikz, METADESK, everyone I've interacted and collaborated with, it also leaves us in an incredibly weird situation right now, because a lot of people that we all know are sort of are like in two boats at the same time. They still have the meme of it in their head, and like the legacy and the base even maybe they developed. But a lot of us had to, including myself, had to just, creatively speaking, or even when it comes to shipping anything, right? We had to go to Ordinals or other ecosystems, or at least get gigs in other places, just to kind of compete, let's say, and stay afloat. Yeah. And even though the BSV guys have been sort of doing really good when it comes to that, because we really did have like the cookbook on everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Coincidentally. It's been weird. I think everyone has just been overwhelmed by the overall weirdness. Way too much to appreciate.
No, you're right. Well, I think it's funny. Like I've got these couple of people on social that will criticize me for, we'll mine because we manage mining operations for anybody, right? So when we get people who are like, oh yeah, I want to mine Dogecoin, or I want to mine BTC, or whatever, like, who am I to say no to money, for hosting
And
people's
also,
hash
really,
power?
sorry to interrupt, but really,
Yeah.
the only saving grace in all of this show is that it is a great proponent of like on-chain data and the same kind of
Yes.
architecture that BSV targets have been working on all this
Yeah.
time, and thought about it and stuff. Especially Dogecoin, everyone's kind of putting their the spiritual legacy on Dogecoin's shoulders.
Sure. Yeah.
But
and that's good. I mean, I think BSV, BSV is, and maybe always was an incubator of ideas, right? Like there were people who said, okay, your typical Bitcoiner wants to be really, really boring and like no fun and like mean instead of happy. And so like your big blockers, I think there was a big contingent of big blockers, guys like us, that were like, hey man, we just want to have a good time.
Be the cool chuds. We just want it to be the cool chud.
Exactly. And like then we get this reputation for being like, oh, you guys are scammers or whatever. Right. It's like, bro, we literally just don't want to have swim lanes created by, Blockstream and, whoever. Like we want to be able to do fun stuff on the internet. We want to do fun stuff on Bitcoin. And it's turned into this whole
fun stuff everyone did. Like, I'm sure it might never be acknowledged, but I'm incredibly sure that, a large part of the current metas that are being played on multiple chains and even in Web 2.5, let's say with X itself, even have been influenced by the BSV saga in some way or another.
For sure. No, we're part of that zeitgeist, man. Especially, a few of the key influential people, your CoinGeeks and some of these people that really understand the culture.
Nothing happened, but a lot of those ideas still are cutting edge. That we've all dabbled with, and with failed apps of 200 users. In essence, it was like a great mimetic ping fang shit show fever for everyone, made out of money and electricity.
Yeah. No, I love it. And well, and I still love it for the schizo value too, like it's all so weird at the same time that it's, I don't know. It's like we fought speaking of Eastern Europe and Gopnikz stuff in general, like it's like we all fought in a civil war that nobody knows about, right?
Oh yeah. And I mean, we dropped this JPEG and a few months later the war started, and you were like, what have we done? Things just, it really seems like the cards are comically stacked against whatever we try to do, but at the same time, I can't help but smile just as it's
for sure. So let's talk a little bit about the game. I think you've probably been in development for 2 years. It is a tremendous amount of work to build a game. So walk me through the game.
We've been a small team. We've really learned a lot of things as we went. The goal itself was way too ambitious for what the project initially was. Yeah. We thought building a metaverse was easy, or even a Web3 app, full Web3 app. Psych. And also the environment itself didn't help us, because just as we were making a lot of progress in one side, like things changed on a fundamental level everywhere else, like with run and the rugging and everything of the sort. So all in all, we're, I guess, proud to say that we now have not finite but very commercial, easy to play, accessible version of the game that everyone should enjoy playing once in a while when you organize a test.
Yep.
It will be a bit of a journey to get that initial base back, but I'm pretty sure that out of every lingering ecosystem player, we have as good a chance as any to bring back some base and have some fun for the game. Because even in our internal testing, it is a bit addicting, to just make money with shooting people that interact with on a meta level like that.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of other tests or releases of other versions of the game in the past, not just this rendition, which is like a very fast-paced kind of play-to-earn game.
Yep.
But the vision was always having the third space social metaverse type thing.
Yep.
The problem is that when the game was only that thing and people did play it and tested with us, it was way too big of a map and the scope was unclear. The scope would have just been the third space without anything else to do. And people kind of just got lost in the distance between themselves, and because it was that not many players. And if you've ever played it, the map was huge.
Yeah.
But the plan would be for us as we go, if there's still one active player, to sort of just get a very active core player base of daily user or whatever, people that really partake in the community aspect of it, and then slowly offer an arcade-esque type of other experiences, like with a hangout spot, wilderness, the different kind of survival modes, etc. Just play on every meta we think of, and it's nice to integrate in the game, make it like a true theme park, so to say.
So
the only thing available if people want to play it is like play to earn Counter-Strike, and it's really fun. And you have multiple maps in development.
Well, it's really well done. I mean, it's beautiful. So I'm curious.
All credit goes to the team, which is Riz and Adam. They are both fantastic at what they do.
Yeah,
we've all grown so much together, and it's so crazy. Like, you know, they became game and 3D engineer rock stars basically in this process of us shipping this.
Did they not have experience doing that before?
They did not have this much experience. That's crazy. For sure. And even if they thought they did, they didn't. And no one felt
that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we decided, maybe erroneously, to sort of work organically with people from the native community, with everything we've done with Gopnikz, including the first sites and projects, and from Slaveta and Dresser to the this final version of the game, everything we've done was sort of in-house, community-owned, let's say, you know?
Yeah, that's
awesome. This has been the spirit, even though it's a Gopnikz execution of the idea. It's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, it wouldn't have worked any other way, because the amount of justice we got by forces unseen was so severe that if it were not the case, you know, everyone else would have bailed on the project a long time ago. But these guys actually stayed the course with me, even when I had also just disappeared for some time, or just was not that into the vision anymore, you know.
Right.
And it would have for sure collapsed if we wouldn't have had so much work and just friendship and network embedded into it. And yeah, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, damn, that's actually something real that came out of people just memeing a few years ago.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. It really is, and I think that's the thing that really defines BSV more than anything else, is that the people who are here now are definitely the people that just really cared about the idea. And
I also went to the London thing, and I had no business going there at the very end of the whole thing.
But it was great to meet you. You know, like, especially after so many years of, you know, you end up talking to cartoon versions of each other and all this stuff, and then you meet in person. It's like, oh, wow. Like, I remember you came up to me and I didn't realize who you were at first. That I realized it was like, oh man, it's so exciting, because like when it's about an idea. You know, if we're not all like getting paid, or it's not some other, like, I don't know, like there's so many things about our culture that are just like, I don't know, my parents do it, and so I'm kind of here, or I don't know, I didn't really want to go to this school, but I really want to be a architect or something. You know, it's like there's all these things that are just like you do.
Everyone was forced into doing what they wanted to do.
Yes. Yeah. And BSV, like, you have to really believe in the idea to fight for this just to fight for all of it. And so I'm still, as you know, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm pumped, because you can't create that culture any other way. Like, you have to have people that put in time and care about an idea. And that is something that we have that I don't think anybody else has, because really,
I feel like this community has nurtured many great ideas to excellence or close to it, but still we've never really got much. That's fine. I mean, everyone is still a nerd and still into things. It's just sad that it seems like we really did reach, and I take blame for this part of it too, I'm sorry, but and like everyone really, I guess, involved who's been involved, like taking accountability. But it seems to me that the and I'm the last person to say this, right? But it seems like the critical mass of people is so low that we can't even afford to do like our own kind of inner art exhibition apps,
Sure.
proof of concept things, and
Yeah.
that's really bad. Like at that point, you got to start wondering why can't we just do some hint stuff that are going to be put on ordinals anyway? Still,
Right.
maybe all the usual actors that would rock people up are just also 2024 as hell, and
Sure.
it's
It's been a crazy year.
Because, like you were saying, the game is done. It's been done for many months, actually. We just haven't properly ironed into the marketing because even though we've done it and everything, it was so crushed by the time and the lapses of things. And I think everyone feels that to some extent. Everyone's been very, very.
People are tired, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
We march on it.
Right.
That's a good thing. I feel amazing that you still reached out to me to this interview, even if I've been AFK for God knows when. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. That's what we build here.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So what else? I mean, what do you have next? I mean, obviously you got to market the game and that kind of stuff. But what else?
Oh, do you want some alpha? I have something.
Yeah. What do you got, man?
I have something in my mind huge, but I thought Gops was going to be huge. So, this one, though, it might do it. I can't get too much into it literally, but it looks and feels like many different parts of the BSV apps people have used and known by now, just like combined in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
When it comes to UI and UX, and it will be a general purpose app for tokenization. I know everyone tried their version of that already.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do my own because I'm like goofy meme, I really think our approach is unique and we're gonna make the world a better place, unironically, but it's a long cook for me personally, and I'm taking my time with it. I'm not really running for anything because, like you said, the game and with everything I've done, I've had many projects. A lot of them have come very close to or are concluding now, and I just want to see a lot of that through, including personal stuff. It's really been a crazy year.
Yeah,
but that's gonna be the next big thing to look forward to that Lex would make. It's something that I've theorized. I've got them. I'm just even gonna show you for a second. Wait, maybe hold on.
Sure. Oh man, I'm pumped.
I like this huge ass damn schizo board. The whole idea I've kept for a while, and respectable artists have tagged and stuff, but it's a long cook because honestly, it's the kind of app idea that wouldn't even be for crypto natives. It would have to be marketed like everyone's been saying for years to general audiences only, and have. But the key would be that it would introduce it just like how the concepts in BSV were so frugal and lucrative and good for the ordinals ecosystem on BTC, even though no one appreciates the origin. Let's say many concepts in Web3 are just the same. The world would need those game theory principles applied better to various dynamics of the market, but they don't really have that just because that's how control mechanisms work. That's how infrastructure has been set up until now. But this app will basically just try to be like first of all, a really cool tokenization app that brands, institutions, small retailers, whatever can use.
Mm-hmm.
To like address like I guess we're gonna call it a first slogan is empowering the local global economy. So it's the same shit Jack was talking about all along. It's just the real-time economy type shit. RelayX tried the same thing. That's why I was such a RelayX diehard fanboy. It was for what it
It was great at the time. Yeah.
It was close to that idea. It still is in heart. I guess a really spiritual successor
Sure.
is that it will be done in a way where the experience is extremely gated. And it will be gated just for the purpose of it being sort of, if it is successful at that level, which I hope it will be, sort of just guide people through how for people to develop these cool ideas and apps that we've made, everyone had to kind of go through a collective fever dream of ideation and crazy concepts and interdisciplinary thoughts. I feel like the world could benefit, and especially the next generation of young creatives in the world or whatever, could greatly benefit from being more introduced in a very pleasurable, nice way to those ideas, rather than how, let's say, how people look at crypto now, before my lady, maybe, where it's not really cool. It's a bunch of fat, rich, obnoxious people trying to flex on each other,
Right.
There's no spirit in it.
Yeah.
Even with my work, I try to bring spirit to BSV in every project I've touched.
Yeah.
That was a core tenet of what we were doing. The execution people like to, talk about it.
Right.
That's what we've done out there, I think. And this app would basically be that at scale for Zoomers and for non-believers in crypto, just ensnare everyone into a cool experience that still ultimately teaches them about like decentralized voting, ownership, secondary markets for intellectual goods, things like that, that would greatly benefit like the hustle world, let's say, because even from my own experience, I've kind of embedded myself this year into the local art scene in Romania, which is huge.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And I've learned a lot. I've kind of studied the physical IRL old world metas of these things, anticipation, and I can say there's a lot to be disrupted here.
Sure.
In the world in general, like even from local galleries in every city to just a random small taco shops, like the Colorado friend we have, there's endless applications. And if there's an core experience and belief that interacting with JPEGs, with building communities from the ground up has taught me, in tandem with being a creative, is that small loyal bases and communities are worth way more than large scale projects.
100%.
It can be a large scale project that has that force backing it up, empowering the whole thing. I don't see how it can fail with really fun,
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. Well, especially in the physical space, like there's so many things where
people are hungry, man. People are yearning to do so much, and they do. I have a few friends that I made, let's say, people I hang out with sometimes, creatively speaking.
Sure.
And I see them working really hard, harder maybe than we've ever worked doing a JPEG sometimes. In some cases, if you're a plastic artist or something, so it's a lot. And like check out that comb thing. I love that, right? But really,
all that stuff is cool.
They would benefit so much. Every single thing that I've looked around and interacted with this year could benefit so much from like small hidden, alternative ways of monetizing what they already do and have. Like instead of making design and going to an art show and trying to sell it to people, just basically give, just like the computer enables you to scale up your thinking, this just enables you to scale out your efforts, I guess.
Yeah.
That sense into relation.
Well, and that's exactly it. And you only have to help one business. Like if you take one business and make it a lot better because it's using tokens, like it doesn't matter if they even integrate otherwise into the blockchain community or anything. Like it's probably completely unnecessary.
Here's if
you made their business better.
Yeah, here's where it gets good. A thing that people love at the local level ensnares them into using this app. Then they also like the app a little bit, and they build loyalty with us because we show them and we offer them all those cool features. And then, what unbeknownst to them, we've been backing it up on the blockchain all along.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. That I see this as like a 3 to 5 year timeline, maybe even longer.
For sure.
The moment it would roll out, then it would hinge on so many things too, like scoring big partnerships at one point, because you do need that industry-esque kind of vibe to it. You know, you can't really start too grassrootsy, but if it works, and I am planning to actually showcase this to people next year, I think it can have a crazy network effect.
Yeah.
And like the only reason other things haven't had that, I feel like even Relay X, right, is simply because they offer too many features, literally.
Yeah.
I think they were just everything at once.
Yeah.
And that helped us a lot, but I think I can confidently try to fumble my way into, you know, doing it another way.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. Well, and part of that reason is, you know, you get a guy like Jack is trying to create a tool for people that are used to like, it's for the crypto community. Like that's your basic idea. And so you try to get people to move their
it's
like,
what Nantes told it.
Exactly. Right. And well, it's only for the weird people. And there's kind of a lot of us, but there's like, you know, 6 billion other people who have no idea that any of this exists.
It's like we've looked at every timeline, and the best way to make BSV happen is to forcefully turn everyone into a weird schizoid. That's the plan. But we can do it. We have the technology, guys. Might work. Honestly, might work.
It might work. I don't know. Oh, it's great. Oh man. So,
but yeah, that approach is.
Any closing thoughts? Like we're gonna show this show on Christmas Eve. So if you want to give a Christmas message, like what do you want people to look for? Where do you want people to follow?
Hang out until you have to bounce. I don't know. My core message would just be, I hope everyone is fine, alive, and if we survive until next year, let's keep trying. I guess eventually something has to give. I don't know what's going to happen to Craig though. He's going to jail, right?
I don't think so. So the way.
So weird. See what I mean? It's so weird.
If he can stop from suing people for 2 years, then he can just which is a big if. But ultimately, no, he was so they essentially commuted his sentence. In America, they would basically call it probation. So in the UK, it was you have a 1-year prison sentence, but with a 2-year, I forget what they call it, like a commutation or something like that. But so it's like prison sentence on paper. But he can go to the UK. Well, there's no warrant for his arrest. There's nothing like that.
Okay, listen. I know that given everything, it might have been a little tricky to get a distinguished holiday guest, and I'm happy that I got to gop all the way through with everyone.
Yeah,
and get to have this interview. Whatever happens, happens. Like you said, whoever is still in really has to be crazy. Like 100%, I agree. And I look at my current feed and like people that became successful in original still shit posts about BSV just for kicks to their like entirely new BTC audience, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's who we are, I guess. Yeah. I wish everyone a good holiday and for them to be with their family and try to keep it real and go back to how we felt when we first discovered this idea, because I feel like everyone was much more of a child than we are now. We've been really rugged by this whole process.
Yeah,
I can see it on everyone's face, including on small cup.
Yeah, we aged 20 years in 5 years.
No, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm proud that I've learned so much, and everyone should be proud. I think what we got out of it was like learning how to fish the fish. We never really got any fish, but what we got is ultimately worth much more.
I love that. I love that. Lex, I gotta run
for the farm frail. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. Honestly, like this is such a cool way to end the year and have you on and to talk about all the enterprise stuff. Like it's all great, but it's not where my heart's at. Like I want to hang out with the people, and you are one of the real people. So thank you. Merry Christmas.
You too. You have a great one, and I hope so as everyone watching. And if you're still there and you're a real person, rock on, something will happen
Absolutely.
at one point.
All right,
2
man.
weeks.
2 weeks.
Right, guys. Have a good one.
See you, brother. And there you have it, everybody. And that was Lex from Gopnikz. And we are wrapping up the Christmas episode of the CoinGeek Weekly live stream. Thank you for spending this hour with us, and go out there and enjoy yourself. If you're celebrating the Christmas Eve stuff, have a little extra borscht for me. And if you only do Christmas Day, then well, that's fine. Share the carrots that Rudolph didn't eat, I guess. So everybody, no, for real, go out there, be good to each other, do something good in the world. And yeah, we'll see you for the New Year's Eve show. We're going to have another special guest on another pre-recorded, but no less quality CoinGeek Weekly live stream. So I'm your host, Kurt Wuckert Jr. It has been a pleasure. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all the rest of that, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
And now, it's time for the meme of the week.